The first thing she notices is the smell of wet earth. Thick, metallic, and ancient, as if the ground itself is exhaling its final breath. Erica stands ankle-deep in mud that clings to her boots like hands that refuse to let go. Each breath curls visibly in the frozen air, dissolving into a pale mist that vanishes before she can grasp it. Her stomach has long stopped aching. Hunger is no longer pain, it is silence. A hollow quiet inside her, like a house after everyone has died. Around her, the other women stand in scattered knots of gray and green uniforms, their faces dulled by exhaustion, their eyes too large for their thin faces. A red-haired girl grips a torn photograph to her chest, her knuckles white. Another stares at the sky as if waiting for it to split apart and provide answers. They have been told the Americans are monsters. Rapists, beasts, killers. Erica repeats the words in her mind like a prayer. It is the only protection she has left. A distant engine hum grows louder. The earth begins to tremble, gently at first, then more insistently. She does not know whether she is shaking from fear or hope. The road is no longer a road. It is a scar torn through the countryside, raw and bleeding. Burned wagons lie twisted at the edges like the skeletons of animals. The air smells of smoke long after the fires have died, clinging to the back of Erica's throat with every shallow breath. They walk because there is nothing else left to do. Each step is a betrayal of the body. Blistered heels breaking open, knees hollow and untrusting. The rhythm of marching has dissolved into something clumsy and broken. No songs, no commands, only the slow shuffle of worn boots and the rasp of dry lungs. Are they close? Someone whispers from behind her. Closer than God, another answers, barely audible. That night they huddle in a roofless farmhouse. Above them, the sky is brutal in its beauty, full of unbroken stars as if the world has never known war. Erica presses her back against cold stone and closes her eyes. She remembers a poster from Berlin, smiling women in neat uniforms, mothers of the new Germany, protected forever. It feels like someone else's dream. Her hand drifts to her stomach, flat as wood. I would give anything for a crust of bread, she whispers into the darkness. The darkness does not answer. They do not arrive in a battle. There is no final explosion, no trumpet of victory. Only a sudden stillness, a wide, open field bordered by thin trees, their bare branches black lines against a washed-out sky. And then the trucks appear, large, olive-colored, solid, real in a way nothing has felt for months. Engines growl and then quiet. Doors open with dull metal sighs. The Americans step down. Erica had expected monsters, horned shadows with blood on their hands. She had expected screaming. Instead, she sees a man barely older than her brother, his face smudged with dust, his eyes unreadable, not cruel, only tired. Another pulls something from the back of a truck. A wooden crate. He lifts the lid. The smell changes the world. Warm bread, real bread. It moves through the cold air like a ghost of another life. Yeast, salt, heat. Comfort. A girl beside Erica sways once, twice, then sinks to her knees, sobbing. Hands reach out, then freeze in terror. No, someone breathes. It's a trick. But then an American steps forward slowly. Palms open, holding out a piece, square, steaming, impossibly alive. Food, he says gently. You can eat. Erica's entire body begins to shake. The bread is heavier than Erica expects. It rests in her hand like something sacred. Warm, slightly rough against her palm, a thin dusting of flour clinging to her skin. She raises it slowly, as if the air itself might steal it away. The first bite is almost unbearable. Her teeth break the crust. Steam kisses her lips. For a heartbeat, she forgets how to chew. The softness shocks her, real, tender, alive. Then her mouth fills with warmth, with salt and memory, and a sob rips from her chest before she can swallow. Around her, the others collapse into tears. Some eat frantically, shoving the bread into their mouths as if racing death. Others can only hold it and cry, their hands trembling violently. One girl kisses the crust over and over as if it is the forehead of a living child. Erica eats slowly, reverently. Each bite is an apology the world is offering her. A can is pressed into her other hand. Meat. She has not seen meat in months. The metal is cool, heavy with promise. Careful, the American murmurs, softer now. Go slow. Go slow. A phrase she has forgotten exists. They are given water next. Not splashed from a rusted bucket, not scooped from a trembling stream, but poured, carefully up from clear canteens into dented metal cups. Steam lifts from the surface in thin whispers. Warm, clean. A nurse arrives. American. her sleeves rolled up, her hands steady. She does not flinch from their filth. She touches wrists, foreheads. She wraps blistered feet in fresh bandages that smell of alcohol and cotton. I know, she says softly, in a voice that is strangely human. I know it's hard to believe. Erica watches her, waiting for a hidden cruelty to surface. It never does. Another soldier kneels before a weeping girl and gently ties her bootlace. A motion so simple, so ordinary, it feels like a miracle. No one has knelt for them in years. Soap appears in white bars, thick, solid, faintly perfumed. Erica presses one to her face and inhales. Flowers. Spring. For an instant, she is a schoolgirl again, washing her hands before supper in a kitchen that no longer exists. They said you would hate us, she whispers, not knowing why she is speaking. The nurse looks up at her, eyes tired but kind. War lies, she answers. People don't always. Days pass inside a world that does not make sense. Through the barbed wire fence, Erica sees a road untouched by bombs. A red truck passes, polished, whole, its reflection flawless in a puddle that has not been poisoned by ash. Beyond it, houses stand uncurled, their roofs intact, their windows shining like unbroken eyes. At night, electric light hums in the distance. She stares at it as a pilgrim stares at scripture. Back home, darkness swallows everything after sunset. Here, light simply exists. It does not tremble. It does not hide. In the mess tent, there is soup that steams in great silver vats. Thick potatoes, real carrots. She tastes one and feels her heart twist in confusion. How can such normalness continue while her world lies in ruins? Helga shows her a piece of chocolate she has been given, still wrapped in shining paper. Is this how they always live? She whispers. Erica does not answer. Instead, she imagines Berlin, the crushed streets, her mother's empty chair, the frozen silence of rooms that once knew laughter. The contrast feels almost violent. She does not know whether to worship this new world or resent it for surviving. Gratitude is the heaviest thing Erica has ever carried. It sits in her chest like a stone that grows warmer each day. Every sip of sweetened coffee, every soft blanket, every quiet miss. Are you all right? Adds another layer, a kindness she never asked for. From hands she has been taught to fear. At night it turns to shame. She lies on her narrow cot and thinks of her little brother in Hamburg, his ribs sharp beneath thin skin, his eyes too large in a face that no longer belongs to a child. She imagines her mother standing in a silent line for a scrape of bread, the wind slicing through her worn coat. Here Erica is warm. Here Erica is fed. The thought tastes rotten. Do you think we deserve this? Helga whispers in the dark beside her. I don't know what we deserve, Erica murmurs back, her voice breaking into the pillow. The war has emptied meaning from words like good and evil. Now there is only survival, and the strange mercy of strangers. On her small scrap of paper she writes in the dim light, Today the enemy gave me soup. It was the best thing I have ever tasted. What does that make me? Sleep does not come.